Good morning, friends. I hope you are ready for a wonderful day today. I know that I am. So I think it is a beautiful day here. The sun is shining. I think we should take a ride in our boat. So everybody get in your boat. Get your oars ready. Get your feet ready. There's room in the boat for Ella. There's room in the boat for Chase. There's room in the boat for Solo. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for William. There's room in the boat for Eden. There's room in the boat for Arthur. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for Alice. There's room in the boat for Sydney. There's room in the boat for Marie. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for Jan. There's room in the boat for Sharon. There's room in the boat for Ariana. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for Emmett. There's room in the boat for Ambrose. There's room in the boat for Lillian. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for Hannah. There's room in the boat for Elizabeth. There's room in the boat for Noel. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for Ray. There's room in the boat for Corinna. There's room in the boat for Dylan. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for Isabel. There's room in the boat for Mrs. Ferguson. There's room in the boat for Puss Puss. There's room in the boat for you. There's room in the boat for you. There is room in the boat for all of you today, and I am so glad that you joined me. All right, my friends, this morning for your sharing, what I would like you to think about is what you want to be when you grow up. What do you want to be when you grow up? You could be anything you want to be, right? We have learned about a lot of fun and interesting, important jobs. We've learned about being a nurse and being a doctor. We've learned about being a scientist. We've learned about all kinds of different jobs. We've met a police officer. We've met a firefighter. And lots of different jobs that you can do are out there. And you can choose anything you want to be. So I want you to think. What would you like to be when you grow up? And your share today is, when I grow up, I want to be, So think. And when you know, raise your hand. All right, awesome. Well, I'm already grown up, so I'm going to share what I wanted to be when I was little, what I wanted to be when I grew up. When I was little, I wanted to be a doctor when I grew up. And then actually when I got old enough to know what I really when I started to have to choose what I was really going to do, I realized I love being a teacher. I love working with kids and I loved being a teacher. So that's why I made the decision to do that. But when I was little, I really wanted to be a doctor so that I could help people that way. So what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, that sounds so cool. Well, what I want you to do is pause the video and find someone in your house to share with. When I grow up, I want to be, All right, my friends, for our writing today, we are going to write about what we want to be when we grow up. Okay, so we already shared what we want to be when we grow up, but we're going to start our sentence today with when I grow up. Okay, so let's count those words. When I grow up. How many words are we writing today? 4. So you make sure you have your paper ready or your whiteboard ready, whatever you are using to write with us today, or your finger if you're writing in the air or on the ground with us. Okay, so how many words did we say we were going to write? 4, right? All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to make sure when I'm doing that, I've got enough space in between my words. Remember, if we don't leave a good space, it's going to be like, when I grow up, when I grow up. It's going to be one big word that we just went, that's no good. We have to make sure that we know these are individual words, right? Okay, so let's think about our very first word. What word was this? Yes, when. When. Okay, so let's think about how we might spell when. Now, when is a sight word, so we're going to spell it correctly, but we're going to start out with sounding it out as best we can, so you can get the beginning and the end sound on our own, okay? Woo, woo. Yes, it's a W. And what kind of W would it be at the beginning of a sentence? An uppercase, right? So uppercase W. Now, because this is a sight word, like I said, we're going to spell it in 100% correct adult spelling. So I'm going to add a letter here, couple letters, W-H-E. Now, I want you guys to try to figure out, and I need a little more space there. I'm just going to scooch this guy over. I want you guys to think about the sound you hear at the end of the word when. When. What letter makes the N sound? An N, yes, good thinking. When. When, wonderful. What word did we just write? When, yes, we wrote the word when. Excellent. Now, what is our second word going to be? It's an I, yes. When I. Remember how we do our I. I straight down from head to toe, then across the top and across the toes. That's how I goes. That's how we write the letter I and the word I. The word I is spelled I. That is just the easiest, isn't it? It's a good one to remember. When I, what's our next word going to be? Grow, yes. You know, we wrote the word grow before when we were talking about something that happens in the spring. What did we say grows in the spring? Yes, you smarties. Flowers grow in the spring. I almost said grow grows in the spring. Grow doesn't grow in the spring because grow isn't a thing. It's something that flowers do, and you do, and I do. Yes! So when I grow, let's sound that one out. G, g, g. G, yes. And remember, G's that monkey letter that's going to hang out below the line. Grr, er. It's an R. Good thinking. Grow. This letter is saying its name. Grow. And in fact, my mouth is making that shape. It's an O. Yes. Grow. W. Yes. Oh my goodness. Now I'm running out of space again on my line, so I'm going to just extend my line a little bit. But I have to remember I need that finger space, so I'm going to move that over. And I know that this is a pretty short word, so I think I'm going to have space for it. But if you ever don't, you can always put it on the next line. We don't want to take a word and divide it into two and then start it here and end it here. We want to keep the word together. He likes hanging out. The letters in this word like hanging out with each other. They're buddies. Okay, let's read what we wrote so we can remember what our last word is going to be. Okay? When I grow up. Yes, good thinking. Let's sound out up. 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 Yes, you. Up. Yes, it's a P. Good thinking. P goes below that line too. P. Up. When I grow up. Wonderful. Now I'm going to fix my U so you can tell it's a U. It kind of started to blend in with that line, didn't it? All right, so we're going to continue writing tomorrow, but before we end our writing lesson for today, we are going to read what we wrote, okay? So get your pointer power, pointer power, pointer power, pointer power, helps me to read. It does help you read, so let's get it ready and read what we wrote so far, okay? When I grow up. Great job. Excellent reading, guys. Let's read it again. When I grow up. Oh, fantastic. Now this time you're gonna fly solo, solo, fly solo. Who's ready to fly solo? Who's ready to do it on their own? Yes, get that pointer power ready and let me hear your voices read your writing. Fantastic job, guys. You impress me so much every single day with your writing and your listening and your reading. I just am amazed at how much you guys are learning. You are growing your brains every single day with me, and I love it. I love it. Well, let's think of some good celebrations. We're going to do a victory wiggle, and we're going to do a worm, and we're going to do a roller coaster. Wonderful job, guys. Thank you so much for growing your brains and writing with me today. If you did not get a chance to finish your writing, I'm going to pause. I'm not going to pause the video. You can pause the video and catch up with what we have written today. We wrote 4 words. When I grow up. And remember, you are learning at your own pace. If you are still writing with your finger on the ground in front of you or in the air, or if you're just sounding out the words with me, that's awesome. Any of those ways will help you grow your brain and become a better reader and a better writer. And every single job that you could possibly grow up to do, you are going to need to read and write. So you are learning what you need to do, what you need to learn right now so that you can be what you want to be when you grow up. Oh my gosh. You guys are blowing my mind. All right, so I'm going to hold this up. If you would like to catch up and finish what we have written today and you haven't gotten a chance yet, go ahead and pause the video and catch up. Thank you for growing your brain with me. Great job writing. All right, my friends, guess what time it is? It's hero time. H-E-R-O time. It's H-E-R-O time. Who will be our hero today? Well, our hero today is actually a group of people that are responsible for something very important. Now, I'm going to give you a clue, and I want you to guess who I'm talking about. This group of people is responsible for making sure you have food on your table, that you have fresh fruit and vegetables and all of those delicious things that you eat. Who could be responsible for that? Everybody think. Who? Yes, farmers. So during this really tricky time, farmers are still working to harvest their fields and to keep their crops fertilized and taken care of, and they are making sure that we have food to eat. Every time I go to the grocery store, there's lots of fruits and vegetables to choose from. So those farmers are working hard, even with this virus going on, to make sure that we can have the good, healthy food that we need to eat. Isn't that amazing? I think so. I think that's pretty awesome. They can't stay home because what would happen with all the crops? Well, I have a few friends to show you pictures of today, okay? So this is a picture. I'm just going to show you some pictures of some farm equipment, okay? So these are 2 large tractors, and Mrs. Ferguson does not know a lot about tractors or what they're called or what exactly they do, but I can tell you that these large pieces of machinery are able to do the job that a farmer does, it makes his job a lot easier. It's still a very hard job, and you work from the time the sun comes up till the time the sun goes down some days. And actually, a lot of days you work that much. So these are two pieces of equipment that make that job easier. And then this is a picture of my friend Jeremy. Now, he is not a farmer anymore, but he used to be a farmer, and he took his son out to the field with him. And this is the field that he was responsible for working in. Very cool, huh? Can you guys say hello, Jeremy? Oh, I bet he heard you and loved that. Now, I have one more friend to show you today. Her name is Debbie, and she's actually in this picture with my grandma. Hi, Grandma. So I want to say hello, Debbie. Hello, Mrs. Ferguson's grandma. I bet they heard you and loved that. Well, my friend Debbie works in a mill. And a mill is a place where they take products, they take raw materials. So they'll take wheat or they'll take corn, and they actually grind it up to make something else. So during this time when folks are staying home so that they can stay healthy, Debbie and her friends at the mill still have to go to work because people need food to eat. So when they are taking that grain and grinding it at the mill, she is still working during this very difficult time so that we can have the food that we need to eat. I think these guys are huge heroes. So I want you to say thank you to my friend Jeremy and thank you to my friend Debbie. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Debbie. Oh, thank you guys so much for what you're doing. We know that the work that you do is incredibly hard, and we appreciate it. We really appreciate it. And to all the farmers out there that are working hard from sun up to sundown so that we can keep food on our table, you are our heroes today. All right, my friends, in honor of our farmers today, we're going to sing the song, The Farmer in the Dell. Now, in order to sing this song, I think it's more fun if you have little props. So if you have a few stuffies that you can act this out with, that might be more fun, okay? So we're going to sing the song, and I don't have enough stuffies and don't have a way of moving them around because I have tons of stuffies back where I lived in Oregon. I had all the stuffies, but I don't have as many stuffies here because we have a very tiny condo. But you probably have lots of stuffies, right? So you can line them all up, and when I ask you to choose somebody, you're going to be the farmer in the dell. And when I ask you to choose somebody, you can choose a stuffy to be your wife or your child. So just listen to the words. And when I say the farmer takes that, you can choose something to set next to you. And that will be the addition to your farmer family. So it might not make sense now, but it will. The farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer in the dell. The farmer takes a wife, take a stuffy. The farmer takes a wife. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer takes a wife. The wife takes the child, the wife takes the child. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the wife takes the child. The child takes the dog, the child takes the dog. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the child takes the dog. The dog takes the cat, take a cat. The dog takes the cat. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the dog takes the cat. The cat takes, who do you think the cat takes? The cat takes the mouse, the cat takes the mouse. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the cat takes the mouse. The mouse takes the cheese. So take the cheese. The mouse takes the cheese. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the mouse takes the cheese. The cheese stands alone, the cheese stands alone. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the cheese stands alone. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorite farm songs. So if you want to do it again, you certainly can. You can rewind it and do it again. But all of our little animals served as the things in our family, right? In our farmer family. So we're going to do one more song today. This is called bingo, B-I-N-G-O, okay? There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name, oh. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name, oh. Now for the B, we're going to clap instead of saying the B. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name, oh. I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name, oh. Now you're going to clap for the B and the I. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name, oh. N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name, oh. I bet you know what to do next. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name, oh. G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name, oh. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name, oh. Oh, 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 and Bingo was his name, oh. I think I must have clapped there. Now we're not going to say any letters, we're just going to clap, okay? There was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name, oh. And Bingo was his name, oh. I love that one. Give yourselves a round of applause on your legs. Oh my goodness, you guys, I had so much fun learning with you today. Thank you so much for coming and making my day better just by being in it. Thank you for being you. Thank you for working hard. And thank you for growing your brains. We'll see you next time. Bye.